Happy Sunday.
Happy. Happy for some, maybe not for others. I don't know. Depends. I mean, football wise, if you're, one of your teams is in, that's about as happy as it gets until somebody loses. But
hey, that's a good thing. I mean, hey,
yeah.
think if you're the Bengals right now, it really doesn't matter how that ends. It's a great time to be a Bengals fan.
First time in 31 years. I mean, some kind of streak's got to get broken here.
Yeah. I think they have a shot. I mean, I don't think they have a good shot, but a shot. They're there. They made it. I mean, any given Sunday.
Nobody thought the 0-1 Patriots were going to do it, but not to bring up a sore subject. But
stop.
We'll just stop right there. Bengals are the 0-1 Patriots. I'm telling you. If they make the Super Bowl and win, that'd be great. Like seriously, I'm all about the underdog. Seeing different teams that.
So what you're saying is that someone going like this, re-pulling it back, which is no longer a rule, by the way, is how they got set off to theirs when they were losing, and then the same team would happen to get screwed again because a whistle blows 3 seconds before the ball's out of the quarterback's hand, and the score shouldn't have counted. And the NFL's official ruling was the whistle blew after the catch. Like were you listening to the same replay as the rest of the country? So you're telling me that they're good if they go and win? What that'll be 2 times in 20 years. That they got screwed again.
Not to make it more of a sore subject, Patriots related, but it seems Josh McDaniels had a pretty good interview for the head coaching position.
It'll only last a few. I mean, he always finds his way back. I think he got screwed out of the deal in Denver. I mean, for what they had, he did a pretty good job. I mean, look at him and Tebow. They made the playoffs. Tebow, who can barely throw the ball. No offense to Tebow, but I mean, he made it through his legs, and he still got canned. He turned chicken, you know what, and chicken salad, and he still got fired. And then that whole Indy thing.
Josh actually ends up leaving. I think they were talking about bringing the offensive coordinator from Bama in, so that would work out.
Alabama.
Not much of a system change. Alabama. Maybe a little bit more.
They love to get rid of offensive coordinators. They do.
Yeah,
a lot.
I mean, no offense to McDaniels, but I haven't seen. The only good play I saw last year was the trick play. I believe it was Jones to Jacoby Myers to somebody that how they throw the side ball and then hit someone in the end zone. That was really the only thing, and that was the Tampa game. That was it. Other than that, it was predictable. Josh McDaniels. But anyways, moving on from football. So the Rumble, a lot of stuff happened that we knew was going to happen. And yeah.
They set up some extra stuff for down the road, though. They added something that could be a wrinkle here and there. They did. So, I mean, they did have that. I mean, overall, sadly, when certain things happen, let's say we knew exactly what was going to happen about 3 seconds later.
Yeah.
Or when a certain person's music hit, we all went, it's over.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that happened twice last night.
And you know what also happened twice? The WrestleMania sign melted twice.
Yeah.
They had to evacuate the area twice. You think they would have learned after it melted the first time to maybe
set off the pyro?
Yeah.
Or here's a good one. Maybe set off the pyro so it's not apparently blowing directly into the sign, because if you looked up after she won, you didn't see half of them because they were just blowing directly into the sign.
Yeah. So somebody actually took a picture from behind, and I should have shared that.
You did.
Did I share that? I don't think I did.
You think you did? I saw it.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
How else would I've seen it?
I share so much stuff on the damn site, I can't even remember.
But yeah, that happened. I still don't understand it, but I mean, miraculously, the guys that we thought were going to go out and steal the show went out there and had that match right to kick off the show, which is just the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I mean, granted, it set up everything later, but
yeah,
it's still weird to see Roman out there first.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'll tell you what. When we talk about storytelling, Rollins is in my top 3 for storytelling, top 5. Okay.
Give it 5.
Just the whole, I mean, both the facial expressions, the body language, like, yeah, me and Dan were pretty pissed on that it ended in a DQ, but like when a match ends like that and you're angry, that's good storytelling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, maybe they throw Rollins in as a triple threat match at Mania, or maybe they carry it over to Saudi Arabia. I don't know.
They'll carry it over to something like that. I mean, they need someone to kill the time until the showcase of the Immortals, or whatever the hell you want to call it anymore.
But they really, from reading previous articles, that they wanted to do Rollins as a full face turn, being a baby face. Last night really put it over. And he's going to be that, I wouldn't say the Stone Cold effect, in the fact that the whole crazy, corny, persona with
plays it well though.
With being funny, and that whole match, like the whole fist bump, bro, and coming out to the Shield music, Shield attire, but then he's kooky dancing around, like it was just great. Like that's probably the best Rollins I've seen story wise, like to really and
they did it so fast too, which is the super part of it.
Yeah. I mean, we got a nod to Mox. That was appropriate with Pat. That was cool. Some good social media interaction. Renee Paquette, she's was kind of trolling Rollins with, why didn't you have the little
I rewatched it this morning, and I was like, and that actually, like, just for one night only, why didn't you just
like, I'm surprised he didn't do it, but you don't overkill it either.
I hated that blonde streak anyway, so
I thought maybe the nod to Mox would have had him as a surprise entrance, but it's okay. I'm fine. I'm fine with.
It would have been nice.
I don't think they wanted to overdo it though. You know what I mean? Yeah, like that would have kind of.
Really though, I mean, he shows up for that one thing. Everyone's happy. I mean, who else did they have? I mean, they had Mickey come out, but otherwise, it wasn't like any big, I didn't see that coming kind of thing. Like,
but again, Bad Bunny always impressing. Like that was, and for Johnny Knoxville it was a short stint, but that was cool.
We'll get to it.
The storytelling,
Yeah, and it was, again, like, it started out good. Again, they're gonna have to carry it over, because who else? I mean, there's a reason that they brought him over from Raw to SmackDown to do this, because they really don't have
true
anyone
unless they throw Rollins at Lashley, but I don't see that happening. Drew's probably going to go back. They're going to have some fill-in match at Saudi. That's the way it's going to be, because who's really believable to beat Lashley at this point?
Again, they back themselves into a corner, but we'll get to that. The Women's Rumble. I mean, I still can't believe that was it McAfee? Was it called it when Summer Rae was coming out, called her a legend? It's probably Pat McAfee. That sounds like a McAfee thing.
No offense to Summer Rae, but she has not changed.
She looked bad.
I don't try to insult, but the forehead on that thing and the nose, like, she has not changed. She's about the only WWE superstar that I've seen has not changed cosmetically, because you can't miss it. Sorry. I hate to be mean, but
vicious human being that you are.
I don't try to insult and be ignorant, but was not doing anything for her.
I was just looking to see how many botches she was going to make. Couldn't even. Was she in like an orangish thing? Was she maybe wearing orangish? I don't even remember. I was just like, she's going to kill somebody or herself, or she's getting thrown directly out. Okay, there it goes.
Yeah. And not to be insulting, Melina could have had a little bit better taste in attire, just for the simple fact she's kind of up there in age, and I think she was called back very last minute. Some of these other superstars that
you can tell.
I think kind of knew a little further in advance, and it was probably one of those Vince's like, what do I do? Let's just call this person up, see. And Sarah Logan, like,
you couldn't recognize Sarah Logan.
I understand. Well, Sarah had a child. I get that.
I get that,
But she did have good taste in her attire, though, for that simple fact, because she used to do the two-piece. So kudos to Sarah Logan, knowing her body limits and her body
You know, when you
sensitivity.
saw that close up on her face, like you could not actually
You could
physically
tell.
tell that was still Sarah Logan. Like,
Yeah.
Granted, again,
And then you got the social media backlash about Melina. Who was that sent out a tweet about Sasha kind of disrespecting her in that aspect at the beginning of the match there. I don't know who was that. Can't remember. Somebody was making a big stink about it.
I haven't seen the world of explosiveness afterwards. I haven't looked.
Yeah, but interesting tidbit on the women's Royal Rumble. We got to hear everyone's so favorite right to censor theme. That was great.
Hey, it was good.
And annoying. But hey, Ivory's still good shit for age. She's in her 50s, 60s, 50s.
She held that microphone the whole entire time.
Yeah.
How good was she? She's properly taking bumps while holding onto a microphone and
talking. So technically, the microphone was never eliminated.
Technically, I mean, but it was good to see that come back. Mighty Molly.
Yeah, that was cool.
There was some good. I mean, I'm still like shocked and confused as to why they wasted a spot on Cameron. Because guess what? She still sucks. That was God. Like that was bad.
Yeah, I have to say the ones that lasted the longest was Lita and Kelly there for a little bit. She lasted longer than I thought she was, but Michelle McCool. I mean,
we all knew she was going to be out there for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, look what she can still do.
Oh yeah. Well,
look who she's married to.
Well, she's a personal trainer too. That's her job. That's her.
I know.
That's her outside gig.
Hey,
you know,
being able to go in the ring. There's lots of people that do stuff like that completely still don't have it, and she still has it for me. But again, look who she's married to.
I mean, Kelly having the darker hair kind of threw me off, but it fits her. Fits her nice.
That was good. Again, I can't believe they wasted a spot on Cameron. Yeah, that's my big takeaway. Sorry, it's like I heard the music. I was like, no. And there she was. And like, well, maybe she got better.
Either way, no matter whether it was her or the Funkasaurus himself, that's still a theme that makes you want to.
Makes me want to turn around and run away. Last night, I'm like, please God, tell me what. Tell me I didn't just hear that. And she's going, what? Like, I'm not hearing that. Turn around, like, God bless the United States of America. But they really are desperate. They brought back
for Ronda Rousey though, for being 2 months post. I'm glad she, again, another one that picked good taste in her attire after having a baby.
She still looked ripped though.
Oh yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like she really gained much, and she'll probably by WrestleMania she knows how to cut weight. She's used to be a UFC fighter, so I mean that's not going to take her long to get back in that kind of shape. But I read it. I just came across the Instagram. I mean, she was already putting in some of the work to kind of trim and a little. I mean, you could see she was wearing. Torrid has a couple things for like postpartum, like those kind of pants and stuff like that. But she was very tasteful. It wasn't her with a kilt on trying to pick out a wedgie every 5 minutes, which was good. Like great taste, Ronda. She looked really good. It doesn't look like she really missed a beat. Her usual Ronda self.
Yeah. She looked, and she didn't look bad, but again, the second we heard,
well, yeah,
it's like, well, that's over. Like, hey, I'm going to go get another beer. Why? Because this one's over, folks. That's all, folks. But it was still, they did a good job. And then, I mean, I will say the Naomi and Sonya stuff, like, can we please?
Yeah.
Can we pretty please just stop it already? Like,
it was
how much has
interesting.
this been now? 3, 4?
This is the 5th Women's Royal Rumble.
Well, I meant like months with Sonya and Naomi. This is
4
or 5 months of just nonstop. What? Now look, she pulled her out of the Rumble. So they're gonna just get it over with already.
Yeah.
If they drag this out all the way to WrestleMania, I very well might not watch the night
of
WrestleMania that it's on.
The sad part is Sonya can wrestle. It's just they're not letting her. Like again, somebody that can actually do the job, but again, creative.
Creative sucks.
Yeah.
Creative is atrocious. Creative is abysmal. Creative should sit in this room or out there in the living room with me at least 4 or 5 days a week. I'm gonna go, I got some ideas.
Yeah.
That for the love of God, like we all go, well, that's over. Like literally from the way the night went, okay, well, that happened. That happened. So this is gonna happen. And then Rhonda won. I'm like, she'll be on Raw tomorrow night. And then we just announced.
Well, it's already advertised. I saw it at the gym.
Well, I know, yeah. Like, but they said it last night during the Ronda Rousey will be like, she's coming to Raw. Like, we all knew the second her, if she was coming back, she was gonna win the Rumble, and we knew exactly whose face she was gonna get in. Just because we talked about it yesterday ad nauseum.
I don't know. They keep saying. I just read another article. Maybe she's going to both shows, and it would make sense for Ronda to win against Charlotte, and then have between now and then, even if Ronda were to lose the title, then have her face Becky at next year's WrestleMania. It would make sense because it's going to be her last match. She signed a 14-month contract, and she even said it, and articles have, confirmed it that 14-month contract, then she's done. So, I mean, I think it'd be appropriate, and sucks it's going to be repetitious, but, Ronda wins from Charlotte at this year's Mania, and then triple threat match, WrestleMania 39.
Justin, if we have learned one thing in this world, she might say it's over, but I don't believe them. Hell, just a few short months ago, Tom Brady said, well, I'm going to play till I'm 50. Well, I feel great. He has the contract through 2022, so he'll be back. To Tom Brady officially retired 2 last night. Suddenly there's people also reporting from Tom Brady. I'm like, I never said I was retired yet. Like, I didn't say nothing. Yep. Like, you never know. And guess what? There's this thing. It's called commas.
Press conference.
Oh no, I say there's this thing called commas, and Vince likes to throw money at Ronda. So, like, hey, remember I said you were done? Well, Lee Taker said he was done like 9 times, and for some reason, I
could see Ronda leaving after WrestleMania 39. Just for a simple fact, I think she's going to want to be focused on her child. And then maybe have like a one-off so she can have her child watch her have a match, like something like that.
Well, yeah, that'll happen. Yeah. But for how
Ronda seems like a really kind-hearted family kind of gal. That's just me.
But for how much she's actually like going to be on the road, like, she hasn't run around like doing, on the road every night of the week. She's not doing all that. So, I mean, and Vince, she's just like, what? I'm only doing these shows and deal with it. Then I'm pretty sure Vince will be like, he'll get down on his knees and be like, give her whatever she wants, just like the guy in the crowd bowing down to her when she got in the ring. Thank God she threw Charlotte out. Like,
didn't see Brock Lesnar guy though.
Yeah,
I thought for sure.
I was waiting
when he entered at 30 that we may have saw him.
Yeah, suddenly there he is in the corner. Losing his mind like every time. There's no Brock Lesnar guy.
Or just the camera guy couldn't find him. Like it's so funny when they showed him the second time, like they knew where he was sitting.
Well, he's always right there in that front corner. Like, I find it hard to believe that Brock Lesnar, like, no one can say they couldn't find him. What if he's in the same spot every time? The Brock Lesnar guy is there. Hey, Brock Lesnar guy, he'll probably be on Raw tomorrow. Like tomorrow. See, that's the worst thing about them moving it to Saturday nights. And then when they have the one still on Sunday, because he'll be on Raw too.
It either helps the fact that people are pissed off and they're going to be just as angry when Raw rolls around after a day of just nothing. I mean, we have football tonight, so that's a little different. So we played that card pretty well. But what happens after football said and done, and then you're having pay-per-views on Saturdays? People get pissed off. It either infests in their mind and their angriness into Monday, or they actually get over it and by Monday they're okay. So it's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah,
It's
the
God.
product sucks. So I mean, no matter what, they're going to be. I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying as a whole, because guess what? It was still good. They still told, like, even through, we've only talked about 2 matches, but even through Seth and Roman, which is a great story. For as
Yeah.
quick as they built that, him coming out in the Shield and just like they did it
Yeah.
great. And Ronda and the women's Rumble, I mean, it was still good.
Yeah.
Minus Sonya and Naomi, and there's that idiocy going on. I mean, they let Liv. Did you hear them after Liv got eliminated though? Well,
Oh yeah.
what they're. I mean, they're not like Daniel Bryan not coming out mad. Like when Daniel Bryan didn't enter that Rumble, like the whole place just booed everyone for the rest of the night. It wasn't that level mad, but
I did see, was it Brie Bella's Instagram, that he was there. They were all in a circle with the kids.
Of course he was
there.
Yeah.
Like what? I mean, there's no ill will. I mean,
I mean, he's one of the few.
Danielson's very respectful of Vince, and Vince is in the same in return, surprisingly.
He's one of the few.
But you know what did happen for the first time in Royal Rumble history? Somebody got eliminated twice.
Oh, hey.
Natty.
Hey, she lost.
That was funny.
God, no. Like, I have this many Guinness records. Like, that's a real thing. Like, they still.
I'm surprised that Leah lasted long as she did.
Like, but Natty, like, ooh, I've had the most matches of any female. Yeah, how many of them have you won?
Yeah, but to throw Leah in there like that for that long, I guess maybe they wanted a trial by fire. See if she can. And she did.
Or they just knew they needed someone, because I mean, look at most of the people they brought back. They didn't really. I mean, Mighty Molly, which is probably one of the best in ring, like out of all of them, like she was, and Ivory, who also everyone says is one of the best. People that they've worked with were literally in the match and out of the match within like seconds. Like, I mean, there was some, like, you could tell that, I mean, and Lita, I mean, screw it, I can go. It was good to see her go. Like, I had no problem with Lita. I had no problem with most of it. I still, Charlotte, like, I
definitely know one thing of the women's just all around in the Royal Rumble last night was, okay, whose boob is going to pop out first between Charlotte, Doudrop, Maurice. I mean, like there's like just seriously, and moving on to the next women's match, Doudrop and Becky. I don't know who comes up with the ideas for Doudrop's attire, because when she was in the UK, she was, to me, in NXT UK, she was a lot classier. I'm sure it's a Vince thing. Let's put her in this and just like I don't remember. I mean, because don't get me wrong, she is a beautiful woman for how she is, because I actually saw the Instagram wedding photo. She is very beautiful in her own way, but just, I don't know, like last night's attire, I'm trying not to insult anybody. I'm more insulting Vince, really, or whoever comes up with her attire ideas. And of course, Doudrop just, Doudrop rolls with it, because she's, but like, I don't know, man. Like, it just did not compliment the match at all.
She's Scottish. She must be stereotypical and in plaid.
Yeah, and I get that, but like all the other times I've seen her wrestle, like I've never seen any wardrobe issues. And maybe just, I don't know, maybe just be whatever, it happens, But I think again, same thing with Nia Jax. Like, you see her Instagram account, you see stuff outside the ring. They both got very good taste. It's just the fact that the attire is not complimentary.
At least Doudrop can wrestle.
Well, that too.
Without killing anybody or blowing anything apart or breaking someone's face, literally.
Yeah, I mean, they do have something with Doudrop, and I understand it's Vince's next person that he wants to make her that unstoppable, kind of gal, but we can't keep rehashing her and Becky, though.
Oh, but we can.
Oh, yeah, they will.
We can. Just saying. We all know it's going to happen. And the match was I don't know if it was my favorite match.
No, that was my least favorite
yeah.
of the night.
Liv did 1,000 times. Liv's first match with
Oh,
her
yeah.
on Raw, which wasn't anything spectacular, was still better than that match last night. Granted, Liv's second match with her at day one, that was like leaps and bounds and miles
that match
ahead of her
seemed,
first one. But
that was just kind of forced, really, because they're like, okay, who's Becky going to wrestle?
Yeah, like they had some
Like
good spots.
Becky really didn't seem into it either. Like she didn't really sell being all in on that. I mean, Piper. Yeah, I'm just going to say Piper. I don't care. She seemed more. She seemed more into the match, but I don't know. It just felt like a fill-in.
Yeah.
Like there was no offense to either of them. They both can wrestle, but just there was no storytelling, no passion like in that match at all. Like it was just like, here you go. Here's a sandwich, and well, hopefully it tastes decent.
I agree. I didn't think it was anything all that spectacular. I didn't think it was the best thing altogether. And again, I've said I think she can wrestle. It's just and they back themselves into the corner, which is what makes it even worse because
especially
it was the Bianca show for forever.
Yeah.
And then they'd had Liv for 10 minutes, but literally who else on the rosters who did they actually physically have left now that they've fired everyone? Because Rhea and Nikki are still forever going to be dealing with that idiocy. We got Carmella and Queen Z, as a woman. I mean, they literally had nothing else to do because they fired everyone. And I did like your post, which I think was you with Nick Khan in the
Spider-Man one.
I saw
that's probably the best Vince McMahon one I've liked so far.
Hey, well, there was that, and I think it was you that posted the Nick Khan and the scouting who his next future endeavors are going to be. Scouting his next future endeavors. What? My man. Damn.
I hate to say it. I think Ronda is going to go to SmackDown. It's going to be Ronda and Charlotte. They'll throw Bianca and Becky together just to have something at WrestleMania.
I think they should keep just keep Ronda away from Alexa. I mean, they're in together twice.
Maybe they'll throw Alexa at Becky. I mean, it'd be something different if they do put her back as a goddess and stuff like that. Or hell, I'd be all for Becky versus Alexa and Bianca at WrestleMania. I think all three of them would work very well together.
I say just keep Ronda away from Alexa. Already gave her 2 concussions. Well, they don't need any more. We don't scramble her brains. Please, for the love of God, concussions are not good. All the time she got in the ring with her, she got knocked stupid.
Yeah.
So keep her away from that, and I'd be okay with them with them doing that, just because Charlotte and she eliminated Charlotte there, and Charlotte made that stupid roar, whatever. Charlotte, it would make sense for them to go that way. But yeah, when they made she's going to Raw, I was like, duh.
Yeah, she's going to show up on both shows just so they have something.
So they can go back and forth, and who is she going to pick? Who's she going to pick? And they're just going to play stupid for a while because we've seen them do it before, sadly.
Yeah.
Because they.
I mean, but it's a pretty good idea considering that both current champions were in the triple threat match with her at Mania. Yeah. So I mean, it works out. For that simple aspect, and it fills in some TV time and wastes all of our time. But anyways,
who doesn't like wasting their time?
Yeah,
with the machine.
And speaking of the typical machine fashion, we all knew how the whole Lashley Lesnar match was going to go. The barricade got broken. Should have placed a prop bet on that one. And no one actually got speared through it. Bobby just completely ran through it.
Bobby speared himself through it.
Pretty much.
He speared himself.
That was a pretty good trick he took out. He took out from timeskeeper to around the corner there. That's pretty impressive.
And I'll say they both were taking, bumps.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. I did like the 1-for-1, just trying to one up each other. And you know what? I hate to say it. It's Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. That was some good storytelling just from the physical, I'm the big guy aspect.
Yeah.
Not Ryback the big guy, but
He was hungry.
But yeah, like it
And
was
there was
a
meat
good
on the
match.
table.
A good old fashioned like gladiator kind of type match. I wish I could have seen a little bit more. But the whole 1-for-1 suplex or suplex that was cool.
The ending was dumb as hell.
Had a feeling Reigns was going to interfere.
The ending was just dumb as hell.
Still again, the whole putting Paul Heyman between both of them.
Yeah,
it's genius. I'm sorry, anything with
I'm not
Paul
saying
Heyman,
that's bad. That part's good.
Yeah,
That part's really good. But like literally the F5 where he sent it and the referee literally you watch him.
Well, we knew it was happening.
I mean, no, but you see, like he's going into what he goes like please just let the ref stay down even though he shouldn't. Don't have him. He's physically just actually ran toward. Okay, he just ran into Lashley's feet. Okay, don't what? He went from the corner to 6 feet right over there. What? Oh shit! I'm gonna miss it. I'm sorry. What? dive. What? Like that was dumb.
Yeah, kind of like little Nate Rollins' hand and just happens to fall on the road.
Yeah.
Could have played that a little bit better. A little bit better.
Yeah. Well, there we go. So I was like, no, but literally I was sitting there going, just don't let him get up. Just don't let him get up. Just don't let him get up. Don't get up. Don't. He's running at him. Such stupid.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing though, ever that they just do all the time is when the referee's knocked down and something stupid happens. And the new referee literally coming down the ramp sees the interference and the weapons. Yeah, he's coming down to someone's mauling someone or doing something. He sees it all, gets in the ring and counts it anyway. Even though,
like you don't see the title belt at all in the corner. Like, hey, by the way, you didn't see that backstage before you started running out. I know. It's sports entertainment.
I know, but find a new way to do it.
Yeah.
Like, can't we find a new Eddie Guerrero? Bang, falls over. There he's holding the steel chair, just confused as can be. Like, can we find something like that? Like, I'm sitting there going, he's coming. Let me tell you, he totally missed him. Literally swing it directly at his. As you see him coming down the aisle, like you missed that. Like I hate when they do that. But
congratulations.
That could lead to something good though if you think about it at Mania before you get there. Like Heyman does the ultimate, like then turns around and turns on Roman. Brock gets the title. Roman finally gets that break after he's been champion for like what?
Oh yeah,
600 days at that point. Like they could do that, and that would actually be, just keep swerving everybody except he swerves Roman to get Lesnar a title, and then Lesnar F5's Heyman, and boom. He does what Stone Cold said he should have done.
Not to interrupt the role we're on, but congratulations, Josh McDaniels is your new head coach. Just got it from Bleacher Report. They're finalizing the contract.
Hey, didn't that happen with Indianapolis too? Yeah.
No, they're actually sitting down and now.
The day he was supposed to sign that, but I was just kidding. And then they got Frank Reich, which I think is a great pickup in and of itself.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, it's still the Raiders. I love them, but they're still the Raiders. John Madden could come back from the dead and coach us. We would still find a way to lose or get shafted. I mean, like, I was so happy that you tagged me and they're making a Tuck Rule documentary. Like, well, you see his arm, he started pulling it back and recocking, and that's the Tuck Rule. Like, no, that's his arm isn't going forward. That's a fumble.
Can you imagine John Madden trying to explain that?
Like, everyone was just
a whole bunch of skidoodles all over the screen. Like, he would say nothing to do with the actual play. It'd just be a whole bunch of scribbling. Yeah. Like, God bless you, John Madden. You know what? Like, he is my all-time favorite commentator in any sport. Yeah. But dear God, thank God they didn't have like multiple color scoodoodles. Could you imagine if they had more than one color? Like if they had every single color of the rainbow. Dear God,
that'd be Picasso.
Rainbow, pot of gold, freaking little leprechaun going over the rainbow.
It would be a Picasso or whatever that stuff Hunter Biden's doing when he's like that.
I'm really hoping next year though for Madden 23. if Madden's on the cover, I'm buying it and I'm not even opening it.
Does that mean the curse will be finally like broken?
I don't know, but that's that, again, that WrestleMania sign. It happened twice.
I know.
I forgot to tell you that it was twice. I saw a post and someone goes, "Is this a bad omen for WrestleMania 38?" And I just wanted to comment and say, you know what? Just again, going with low expectations.
Yeah, like they're melting down, and the pyro wasn't even all them. Like they weren't
Yeah,
even.
it wasn't even that
off
close to
around
the
it,
sun.
and they weren't even going off like around. Like there were like a lot of bangs that we heard where we didn't see any pyrotechnics. I mean, like you guys have done this a million times, and you're screwing. Like that's just you all suck. Like you're too worried about firing people. What do you think? Nick Khan was again in the front row, scouting his next group of future endeavors. Sorry, it's happened so many times now.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting. Who's next?
Brings us now to the It couple versus the Grit couple. Overall match, I liked it. The only thing that was kind of questionable was the ending. Like Dan and I like looked at each other after they did the double glam slam, and we looked over and we're like, eh. The rest was great, like great storytelling. They played, obviously the men carried it. We're not gonna lie. Yeah. And Maurice did some out of the ordinary things, like like
wasn't real the big greatest.
Improvement. Big improvement. Don't get me wrong. You could tell Edge kind of helped her with her Karana. Yeah. I mean, that was kind of, but you know what? She went out of her comfort zone and she was able to execute it, which is great. But again, I was kind of hoping, for the double spear from Edge and Beth to both of them and then the match ending, or like the educator, the submission, like making them both tap at the same time. But the double glam slam, it was okay. Like, but again, like Dan and I looked at each other and we're like, eh. I mean, we were happy that they won, but it just wasn't happy.
I guess, Yeah. So Beth got to have hers. But if you think about it, I mean, the double spear, it wouldn't have looked right. No offense to Beth. Like that would have been weird. We couldn't have her do it like the submission. Yeah, she could have done a sharpshooter. Like they could have done their
or even the one spot where she did her Karana and then Miz hit the skull crushing finale. That could have been a good ending too if they were going to have Miz and Maurice win. Yeah, but again, we kind of figured, okay, Miz got the win at day one. We kind of knew, okay. Didn't Miz get the win at day one?
Nope.
I thought he did.
Nope. He did his thing. Maurice was distracting. Enter Beth on the ramp. She chases Maurice away. Miz is standing there by the ropes yelling about it. He turns around, eats a spear. Match over. See, I can't remember yesterday most of the time, but
I couldn't remember
the amount of stupid implanted in my head from our friends at the machine. Like I could tell you, like I still.
Well, thank you for the correction because I don't remember much of day one except for Brock Lesnar winning.
Yeah,
that's really all I can remember. I'd actually have to go back and watch it. Yeah, I don't remember anything.
I mean, he did the Brood entrance, didn't he? Again, which wasn't.
Oh yeah, okay, I do remember that.
Slams, but it was still good.
I'm glad he's not doing it every pay-per-view though. Would have been. I did like Edge's and Beth's entrance. It was appropriate. I'm glad they didn't do anything with the Brood because that would have been maybe would have been cool if they didn't do it the last pay-per-view, but definitely very tasteful.
Day one. What
what happened in day one? I don't know. Roman couldn't wrestle. Lesnar ended up winning the title in the Fatal 5-Way when it was supposed to be supposedly Seth Rollins, and Edge came out to the Brood. That's like literally all I can remember, like just thinking off the top of my head.
Don't worry, I'm trying to go through it. Where are you? What did they do?
Oh,
Monday Night Blah. Yeah, I got that.
Doctor making you think now, huh?
Now I'm back to Winter is Coming. Like Winter finally came, and we can keep talking about it. Like again, Maurice did better than I thought. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I didn't think she was going to do the worst, but I mean, it was not bad. It was put together nicely. So I mean, and they didn't do anything too stupid. Again, I saw the double glam slams, and I was like,
Yeah.
But I mean, it's an easy move for them to both be able to do.
Yeah, without throwing your back or neck
Yeah.
or shoulder out.
And it wasn't like, and again, the double submission with them both doing something would have been, cool. But I mean, the double glam slam, I mean, there's a lot dumber ways they could have done that. So
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to stuff it down their throats at WrestleMania, though, but then maybe have Miz win.
which I just
Maybe. I don't know. Like, what do you think?
I just don't want. I mean, I'm sure they are. I just for that long. I mean, I just
maybe not. Well, a lot of programs have gone on with wrestlers for a very long time, but again, everyone's attention span now is a lot shorter. Like, everyone's like, "Oh, this has been going on forever." Well, hello, The Rock and Triple H Nation and DX wrestled for like almost a full year against each other. But again, there was a lot more creative, free creative, input.
Drew defeated Madcap. RK Bro defended against the Street Profits. Edge and The Miz, which we Liv and Becky, which we talked about, and then Brock in the title. That was it. It wasn't so. No, there wasn't a lot of exciting stuff there. No offense to them, they did it, not me. Don't hate me for it. It's not my fault. They suck. But still, again, better match than I thought it was gonna be. So. Yeah, I mean, could it have had some better spots? Yeah.
But I have to say that match and the Reigns and Rollins match are my top two.
Oh yeah. Like
storytelling wise. Because you got to think about it. You got to think about it. The Reigns and Rollins match influences the Rumble, so it's kind of like all that mushed together, really, storytelling wise, if you think about it. But that does bring us to the men's Rumble. Let's see here. What were the surprises? Johnny Knoxville, Bad Bunny. Drew was questionable. I knew that because I knew he had hurt himself, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was his neck, wasn't it?
That was his neck.
Or no, neck. And then we had Shane.
Here comes the money.
And I think that was it. Money. Those were the only three. I
was trying to think.
And of course, Kofi screwed the spot up. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, sadly, I don't even remember him screwing it up.
Oh, well, they had the instant replay, and unfortunately, at the one angle, the 1 foot just barely touched the floor, but it happened.
Oh yeah, never mind. That's why I don't know. I was like, they finally got him. Well, they just found a million other ways to be fine. I mean,
even for Owens to get eliminated, it still looks very strong. I don't think that really,
hurt him.
Hopefully, one of these days, we'll get to see him as a champion again.
One of these days.
I mean, I honestly think, and this is kind of going out on a whim, Owens and Lashley, that would be an interesting. I think that would be more interaction there with MVP and Owens, just because they're MVP's decent on the mic, and we know Owens. God, he can shit out a promo in 30 seconds.
I like MVP on the mic. I do.
Yeah. I kind of wish the thing between Lashley and Lesnar would have been more interactive with both managers, because I think that would have been they could have incorporated the weigh-in thing with both managers running their sucks, even though it was kind of rushed to begin with, but they could at least put more story behind it, even though you kind of knew what was going to happen.
They got a scale that worked.
Oh, that too.
And they probably weighed them backstage beforehand. So if the scale didn't work, they're not just standing there for 9 years, like, no offense, Cody and Big Show and Paul. That wasn't that pretty, but either way, I mean, I was good to see, Drew back. I don't know how long they're going to have him back. That could be one of those.
I'd say I'm not too sure either. I mean,
just have him there because they needed someone and they knew they could get him in there safe without,
Well, yeah, I'd say he wasn't really taking a lot of hits, really. I mean, he took a couple from Shane, but again, that was to the midsection, and then he got tossed out by Lesnar, which the way he landed was safe.
Completely safe. I was like,
I hate taking abuse. I hate to say it, but the wheel probably be in the wheel. If they can't find anyone for Lashley, they'll probably throw Drew at Lashley at WrestleMania if they can't find anybody.
If his neck's capable.
Well, I mean, I would hope by WrestleMania by then it, would hopefully be okay. They say it wasn't anything crazy as far as what I read.
Well, I haven't even seen anything. I just know it's good to see him. I think that they're probably gonna err on the side of caution and not have him taking
Yeah, not
as
anything crazy.
many bumps as he did for a very
I
long
said
time there.
he bellied back Moss, and then that was it. Like grabbed
Who
some
did?
stairs, hit some people, and did like a half kind of suplex without taking the backdrop himself. But that was really about it. That was about most of the interaction with being safe, which is good.
And it told us everything we needed to know about
Yeah,
it. Like he was still taking stuff like okay, but they're at least being smart about it, or
yeah.
because they wouldn't have him out there if he was that hurt, obviously. But go out there and do what you can. Hell, how many times do they send people out there crippled? Yeah, that's what they do too. But um, yeah, like there wasn't a lot of big surprises for people that entered.
Again, kudos to Bad Bunny, man.
Yeah, he looked good. Hannah was trying to figure
Canadian
out why he was
Destroyer,
there.
that was great.
Hannah's,
Hurricane.
Hannah's like, why the hell is he out there? Well, he was like had a WrestleMania match last year and he actually looked pretty damn good. I'm like, but why is he there? Because he's there. Like, dear overthinkers, but it's wrestling. Don't do it. Like, your brain will actually light on fire inside of your skull if you sit there and go, why the hell? What? Like, what? It's Vince McMahon. Just leave it at that. Like, ready, go. It's Vince. Don't think about why someone's doing something. Just know they're doing it and move on with your life. It's
All
better
right,
for your
so
mental well-being.
the number one Pat McAfee comment of the night at the very end of the Rumble. If I were Heyman and Reigns, I would go to take a trip down to the nearest pharmacy and buy all the Depends I need. I think that around the bouts, that was probably the best one. Because I knew once Michael Cole had asked Pat McAfee, what would be going through your mind if you're Heyman and Roman Reigns, I knew that was going to be it. Like it was going to be the comment, and I had to wait for the whole pay-per-view to hear it. But
Mm,
I mean,
yeah,
anything Pat McAfee, and you know what? He's come a long way in such a short period of time. I got to give that man props. He is his own person. He's not scripted, and I'm so glad the machine is not making
well,
him.
they probably
I do
tried.
I do know he has cleaned up some of his language. He said poop instead of shit, but that's okay, whatever, you know. But like
That's Vince
he's
McMahon.
really like I have to say he will go down as one of my favorite commentators. Like I think everyone's finally come to accept him. I mean, I've seen him in on his other other stuff, but really, and his knowledge has gotten a lot more better as far as past kind of stuff and playing off of Cole. Like I don't 100% like Cole, but Pat and Cole go well together. Like Cole will lead it, Pat will follow up. It's again a game of ping pong, and they definitely those are the two besides Jerry and Jr. when they had their time there, can really feed off of each other. And
Yeah,
Cole's really more like the passion's more into it, not overzealous with the vintage sayings, like is what I like to call them. Um,
I just
but
hate you using the word
it's
vintage.
it's nice with the personality and the shit that you heard about Cole being such an asshole, and now it's he's really I could think he's been humbled in a sense, but they definitely both go well together. I don't really like when it's Cole, McAfee, and sometimes Graves. I know that's been a couple times for the pay per views. It just doesn't. With no offense to Graves, but Graves' comments don't go with. They kind of kill McAfee's energy a little bit. So again, with just those two together, keep that. Don't
Yep.
change that.
Yeah, when the three of them
Don't
were
switch up
together.
comment. Don't switch up commentary. For the love of God, keep the commentating team on SmackDown the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, like, but when the three of them were together, I mean, like day one, well, yeah, like it was like whatever the hell it was, Saudi, wherever they were, like it was either
Yeah,
really good, the three of them together, or it was just like because him and like Graves and Pat had some moments where like they were on fire, but there was a lot of times where it was just weird.
You're just like, yeah, this is this part where you shut up and let the wrestling talk for itself.
But hell, we've been wanting Corey Graves to shut up. Him and Carmella, like, guess what? This is officially
Yeah, that
like
was kind
Sonya
of
and Naomi.
stupid.
We get it. We're all
Yeah.
over it. We get it.
Yeah, Corey, we get it. You're boning her. It's okay. Yeah, we got it. Like it's all over social media. You all post pictures.
And Vince.
We don't need it during the wrestling portion. Like
and
keep
Vince,
that separate. You know, like
Vince is in his ear. You know, Vince is in his ear telling him.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Do it. Do it. Do it. It's like I might like. Let's not do it. Like
yeah,
it hurts
like
my head. It just
you know,
pisses
like
me
Beth,
off.
like with Edge and Beth, the nod to the kids real quick, went to the side of the ring. You know, the first time they get to see mommy and daddy wrestle, and then that was it. Like the crap that Graves and Carmella were doing during the women's rumble, that was just too much.
Yeah,
it's too much.
It has been like, and
that's the first, and that's the first time like that interaction has been real. Like, okay, we know, you know, it was more. You notice in Corey's commentary during, you know, Carmella's
nonstop.
Yeah, just like, dude, okay,
segments. And Carmella's segments. There we go.
Yeah,
call them because that's what it technically is. It's a segment of
a
TV show. They're not really, matches. No offense to her. I mean, but I'm like over that, like that.
Again, she is athletic. Was a cheerleader.
But she was a Laker girl, wasn't she too?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I think she was.
I know she was a New England Patriots cheerleader.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, I knew that. Had to get the hell out of the cold. I'm out. Peace. You know, but yeah, like I've been over that for months. It's like, and she's like when she's out there with me, I'm like, what? Like, what? I can't. What? I literally cannot listen to it. Why? Because that's all they're gonna talk about, and he's gonna tell Byron to shut up. Shut up, Saxton. And then it's just like it's literally like 5 to 10 minutes of just ear bleeding. Like that's I get it. It's really that bad. But yeah, moral of the night, Lesnar's music hitting was kind of like Ronda's music hitting. Like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
And
I was hoping to see Bliss in the Rumble, but I'm kind of glad they didn't. They let it, you know, Ronda have her moment.
Yeah, she can have her moment, and then like they could be building. And so
it wasn't like overload. Like she's back. This one, you know what I mean? Like it was.
They can wait.
It was well balanced.
They can wait another month or so. And
yeah.
We know they're going to carry on Doudrop and Becky probably one more time, and then Alexa can show up after that. You're like, hi, and you know maybe that's just a way to have someone to have a match with Becky until Mania. I have zero faith in it working out like good, but that's because they've given me many a reason to have zero faith in them doing anything at all. But it was a good night though, even with me saying that. Like storytelling was good, and really, I mean, Becky and Doudrop, sadly, I mean, Becky was in there was probably like the bummer of the night, which is sad because we were all saying what Becky's in it, so it'll still be a good match. And it wasn't like it was a bad match. It's just even Lesnar and Lashley just suplexing each other at nauseum. Even that was still turned out better. I don't know. There's just something that wasn't clicking with. It's kind of like Lesnar and Mox at Mania that year. Like it's like you could tell Brock didn't want to be there.
Yeah,
you could tell Dean just didn't care because Brock didn't want to do it. And
it's nice to see Brock like be into it. Like this version of Brock Lesnar, is probably my favorite. Like he's enjoying it. You know, he's really branching out.
I love it.
And he's been very more interactive with fans. And I think that might come at an expense of Sable. Really, I saw a picture. It was him and Sable with some random. I guess they were at a coffee shop or something. And take picture. I mean, for God's sakes, Lesnar put Wee Man through a table. You know, Friday night.
I did. Yeah, I did see that poor soul. Like for the size of Wee Man, he had to throw you to get you to move fast enough.
And I did notice the other guy from Jackass, the heavier set guy. He's lost a lot of weight. Preston. Sorry, couldn't think of the name, but yeah, he's really good for him.
Hell yeah.
Like, you can't even
you know,
tell. Like they're like, oh, that's Preston. Like, what?
I can
Like
tell that was Preston.
he's definitely a lot rounder years
Oh,
ago.
yeah. Well, that's a good thing. Though. Getting older, gotta take care of yourself
Yeah.
at some point, But yeah, it was
My
just.
question does Johnny Knoxville dye his hair that color, or is he actually like no shit gray?
I'm pretty sure he's finally just that old.
Like my wife's like, he's got gray hair. I'm like, yeah, I think it's natural. Like, I don't know. Like it's just so gray. You're just like, does he dye it?
I don't think he would. It's Knoxville. Just let nature just.
Yeah.
But at least he was in and out of the Rumble quick enough. I don't know. I thought for how much they built it, it was kind of a nothing. But I mean, really, was it going to be anything? But it was a good night. Other than again, Becky Doudrop was kind of and well, the second we heard certain individuals' music hit. Sorry, the second we heard Ronda's music hit, we knew it was over. The second that Lashley and Lesnar ended the way we did,
yeah,
who's it gonna be? I was like, yeah, who's number 30 gonna be? I could just
Cole's trying to play stupid. Like, come on, Michael. We know. Just
what he's gonna come out. He's going to kill everyone. He's just gonna fling people all over the place, which he did. Fling people.
Kudos for Bad Bunny trying to stand up for himself.
Kudos to Bad Bunny, just the sell when he heard that music. Like, what? Yeah, you're actually about to die. Why? Because Brock Lesnar wanted to kill you.
That and Riddle's reaction.
He looked excited. He looked,
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Like, do they get along now?
I think they do.
After that whole, what he wishes he could be like Brock's retirement match, and all that got taken horrifically.
Yeah, that was
horrifically bad to the point where Vince is like,
Matt just jumps in Brock Lesnar's arms and like, wee, throw me out.
Yeah, there was a few of those
and the side twisted RKO jumping off of Otis and hitting Drew McIntyre. That was probably one of the best moments too.
That was a good one. That was
like a corkscrew. It was like a corkscrew RKO. Like it was just out
of nowhere.
Yeah,
flying. It was so overall. I'd still give it.
Which I'm surprised they did that with Drew's neck. But again, Drew was like 3/4 way down, getting up off the mat, so it wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a full one. But it was still. It
wasn't beautiful, but it was funny.
And we got to hear, Country Strong. They let Mickey come out to.
Yeah, and they even had her nameplate as Impact Champion. Yep. Like
title was there, everything. So good on them. That was just. I think that was the. Sorry for him mailing you your stuff back in a trash bag. Like here, what we'll let you in the Rumble with your title and everything. We'll give you whatever you want. Why? Because, because that guy sucked. Just like they're trying to make up for all their absolute disgustingness for a year. But that was good to see. So overall, it was a good night.
I'm surprised, but not surprised they weren't able to pull Jeff Hardy. Oh, that's right. His drug test results came back 6 weeks later. He was clean, and he basically told Vince to go himself about the Hall of Fame. That's great. Like that's good for Jeff. I forgot to mention that yesterday.
I told you. And
really, I think the Hardy should go in as a tag team, not individually. And I think they enticed Jeff to just individually to try and get him back. But good for him for standing his ground. And I think they'll go in as a tag team when Matt's done, and then when they're both done. They wanted to end as a tag team together. Yeah. So once they're AEW'd out, I think they'll reel them in to put him in as a tag team.
I'm just saying, Jeff's the only one of the two that deserves to be in there on his own. No offense to Matt.
I do
Jeff
agree.
Was the guy.
But you know what? They were part of
one of the best tag teams.
8 or 6 other guys that defined the tag team era. So
well, I'm not taking anything away from any of that, but as a tag team, yes. But Jeff, I'd be okay if they decided to put.
I'm surprised they didn't put Edge and Christian in as a tag team. I know Edge because obviously we thought he was never going to wrestle again. But I would love to see. I would love to, since Dudley's already in. I'd like to see those 2 other tag teams going. I mean, and I know JBL and Farouk, they're already in as individuals, so I don't,
Hey, but they have to like have the door if they put them in together, but they deserve to be in together. That was a good one, but yeah, good on Jeff. Well, I
yeah,
told y'all. Told you. Well, he walked out. Like he looked beat up. He didn't look like he was all like he was in there
yeah.
getting mauled.
Yeah.
He looked kind of like something bad happened. Like Jeff, you need to go to rehab. Yeah. And then
I'm clean.
then you saw everyone jump on the internet. I hope he gets help as he's relapsed again, just from the WWE's press release and all that. Like to steal one from our old friend Regal,
Yeah.
they besmirched Jeff Hardy and his name and his sobriety and everything else. So they kind of got what they deserved on that one. Like, hey, we'll put you in the hall. Like, nah, bro, I'm good. Like, why would I do that now? What my non-compete's done in like 10 minutes. You know, I can go do things with people who actually appreciate me. Because he's still one of the most over guys, and they still had him just jobbing out to everybody, which was ridiculous. But with all that, I still say it was an all right Rumble.
Yeah.
Could have been better. Yes, everything could be better, but compared to a lot of
Oh,
shows,
yeah.
like that was good. It played along, and like I know we all went, well, know what's going to happen now. Like we had all of those, but it was still a good, show, even with Kofi messing up that for the first time in 7 million years.
Yeah, it happens.
Kofi missed one. Damn it. It's close.
I'd be quicker than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good one, so I can't complain. Tomorrow night we'll, I'm sure, have a lot of stuff to complain about, but I won't complain about that. That was good. It was a good Rumble.
Yeah.
Now, I just can't wait to see what they're going to do with Lesnar, Heyman, and all of them going forward. Like that's what I'm looking forward to. What are they going to do with all of that to drag it out?
Yeah.
For another 3
I'm
months?
sure there'll be good segments.
I'm sure they'll be great. God, see how they do it all in the end. Because again, Lesnar getting it and Reigns finally,
Taking some time off.
Getting some time would be, I think that'd be great for him. He got the record already.
Yeah.
He's been going and going and going and going and going. So it's about time. He does need the time. Even though I don't think he should have got the thing anyway, because the whole backing out of WrestleMania like 3 days before it, and then suddenly they have to fly Strowman back across the country.
Yeah.
Like all of that, I still don't think he should have got handed everything that fast. But I'm also a grumpy human being.
Happens.
And I own it. So, Justin, will you please?
Again, as always, like, share, comment, and repeat. Share it out, all the platforms that I don't even know the whole laundry list of. And if you've been watching this stuff, make sure you watch Jesse's other show, because it's always good to share, because sharing is caring.
Except for herpes.
Oh yeah, there's a couple other things we shouldn't share either.
But
that's a whole other separate laundry list. I would probably take about 2 hours to go through. Like that list of Jericho with the moves and stuff like that. Yeah.
You mentioned like suplex like 95 times, like just arm bar. Like, Jesus, what? Come back, and he's still doing it, which is God bless him.
Yeah.
But videos are on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. As long as Justin's on there, Dan. If it's just me, the videos are on YouTube and Rumble. As well, who wants to see this face all by itself? And the audio, for the love of God, let's see. Anchor, Breaker, Stitcher, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Amazon Podcasts, Audible, TuneIn, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And I got all 12 of them in there, so deal with it. And I'm working on getting Pandora on that list too. I'm just waiting on them to finally approve me, which they're probably going to go. We listened to your first beginning episodes, but nah, bro, well, we hear the language coming out of your mouth. Like, but it's clean. Kids say worse things than I do.
Fact.
These kids say the damnedest things. But that, everyone enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy football. least try to enjoy football. Hopefully the games are like at least good and we don't go back to the wild card weekend. We can only hope.
The
I
Bengals.
from now that I did 2 episodes this weekend, there won't be a new one until Thursday. So you're fairly getting warned. I don't think you want to hear my voice again tomorrow anyway. So doing y'all a favor and your ears. So that being said, I'm finally jumping off. So be good to each other, share it out, follow along on all the platforms and socials and all that nonsense. Share it, share it, share it. Let us know what you think. And until Thursday, peace.